Something has changed in the way the Patriots are working this roster. These are not moves designed to win headlines. They are clues hidden inside a swap at the bottom of the depth chart, a veteran praising a player almost nobody saw coming, and two guys gaining ground where questions used to live. Patriots Nation, listen closely. We are going behind the scenes to see who is rising, who could shake up the pecking order, and what every camp rep is really saying. Like the video, subscribe, and tell me which signal you think sparks the next move. Start with the swap that looks almost too small to matter. New England claimed wide receiver Tejhaun Palmer off waivers from Arizona and released rookie tight end Jeremiah Franklin. On paper, it touches the edge of the roster. Inside camp, it shows where the staff feels comfortable and still wants pressure. Palmer is 26, stands 6'2", and entered the league as Arizona's 6th-round pick in 2024. He spent most of 2 seasons on the practice squad, reached the 53-man roster in January, and played 1 game last year. 6 snaps, 4 on offense, 2 on special teams. The NFL production is minimal. The tool that earns a look is his 4.45 40, enough speed to test him outside through the summer. I am not pretending Palmer jumped the line. The room already includes A.J. Brown, Romeo Doubs, Mac Hollins, Kayshon Boutte, DeMario Douglas, Kyle Williams, Efton Chisholm III, and several cutdown candidates. He is New England's second waiver claim at receiver this summer after Kobe Prentice. This feels less like a promise and more like a search for traits, size, speed, return value that can change the math on the final spots. The other half of the move speaks loudly. Franklin arrived July 24th after the local pro day, rookie minicamp, and a workout. He said he gained 22 pounds and trained 6 days a week waiting for this chance. That human side hits, but the roster cannot freeze. Hunter Henry remains steady while Eli Raradun and Tanner Arkin have climbed. CJ Dupree is working back from PUP, and the other options keep competing. Releasing Franklin now suggests the staff trusts that room's development. One behind-the-scenes detail remains. Cameron Dorner missed Tuesday's 9th practice, so Palmer's arrival could reflect an immediate need for bodies in competition. It does not prove the reason, but helps explain the timing. Palmer enters late, surrounded by rivals and holding no guarantee. He must turn speed into separation, execution, and special teams value. The new name gets a foot in the door. Somewhere else, a player may already be forcing his open. While Palmer arrives hoping to get noticed, Elijah Ponder is doing something tougher, making veterans speak for him. Draymond Jones, brought in after K'Lavon Chaisson's departure, praised Ponder's football awareness and called him a potential steal. That carries weight from inside the rotation, from someone watching alignment, reaction, and discipline every day. Ponder is 23, and this did not appear from nowhere. The undrafted free agent played 15 games last season, recording 24 combined tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 5 quarterback hits, 2 fumble recoveries, and 4 sacks. He never started, but he left evidence that means more now. Year 1 showed energy. This camp shows understanding. That jump can turn a useful athlete into part of the defensive identity. The insider read matters more than one flashy stat. Players praise teammates, but football awareness is specific. Jones did not highlight only burst or strength. He named the trait that keeps a defender playing when offenses shift protection, use motion, and create hesitation. If Ponder processes faster, his physical tools gain a beat. For a pass rusher, that beat separates arriving late from wrecking the down. New England needs it to hold. Harold Landry opened camp on PUP, though he is expected back as a starter, while the rest of the pressure group carries questions. Tight AFC games turn when someone wins without a blitz or forces a 3rd down punt. Since Matthew Judon's trade, consistent edge pressure has remained a fair demand. I will not discount Ponder because the draft passed him by. The Patriots cannot live on nostalgia, but they can recognize a valuable process. Develop intelligence, demand versatility, and let the field decide. Carry this level into preseason, and a larger role stops feeling distant. Caution does not kill the excitement. 4 sacks in limited work do not guarantee a breakout, and July praise does not fix September. Ponder must beat better blockers, hold the edge, and survive opposing scouting reports. If the growth is real, New England may have found the internal answer many wanted it to chase on the market. That preserves flexibility. An in-house answer keeps the front office from negotiating in desperation after surprise cuts or injuries. The next clue belongs to someone who spent a year finding where he fit. DeMario Douglas is not simply getting more passes. He finally looks fluent in the offense. After 0 starts, only 27% of the offensive snaps, and career lows of 55 targets and 39 catches, Pop is back in the slot with the starters. The change is not only his place in line, you hear it when he describes the system. Douglas admitted Josh McDaniels' offense was difficult to learn. He feels far more comfortable now and credited McDaniels and Todd Downing for breaking down option routes with the receivers. That reveals the tactical key. In the slot, reading coverage with the quarterback turns freedom into trust. If Drake Maye and Douglas see the same picture, the ball leaves before the window looks open. Mike Vrabel supplied another clue. His most impressive takeaway from Douglas's 2025 was that Pop stayed ready for 12 snaps or 30. Vrabel also valued plays where Douglas never touched the ball but finished with effort. That explains why lower production did not ruin his standing. The staff watched his response when the role shrank. Opportunity is returning to a player who never checked out. With A.J. Brown and Romeo Doubs still building chemistry with Maye, Douglas owns a quiet advantage. This is year 3 with the quarterback. Those outside threats can create space for Pop inside. He cannot win by imitating bigger receivers. Acceleration, recognition, and timing must beat the coverage. I like the signal, but July did not erase 2025. Douglas entered last camp as the top slot option, and the season went elsewhere. This change must survive real game plans, disguised coverage, and tighter target distribution. Comfort starts the answer. It does not finish it. Something feels genuine when Douglas calls the team his family and treats work like daily competition. That does not guarantee targets, but it explains why he handled a smaller role without disappearing. Vrabel said nobody cares more about the team than Pop. Internal trust matters. The view from inside suggests a planned recovery, not a gift. Meetings, sharper command of the options, and starter reps have returned Douglas to the conversation. If that fluency reaches Sundays, Maye gains a quick answer inside. The defender closing this sequence has the talent to accelerate everything, but he must recover lost time first. There is a group payoff too. When Pop threatens inside, Brown and Doubs get room to punish favorable one-on-ones outside. But Patriots Nation, this is where things get really interesting. Jacas missed the first 6 practices through a delayed arrival, his rookie contract signing, and placement on the non-football injury list after a knee procedure. Now the 55th overall pick is increasing his workload and working regularly with the second defense. The Patriots are managing a race to erase that delay. Jacas would not feed the past when he spoke for the first time since the draft. He said the knee feels fine, called himself 100%, and is ready whenever cleared. His short answers revealed nothing about the contract or procedure. They did reveal focus on the next job. The work already produced one striking image. During his first practice, Jacas knocked outside linebackers coach Mike Smith down in an individual drill. He said it was not intentional, only a result of his violent playing nature. It is a camp moment, not a real sack. It still shows the power and aggression New England saw. Vrabel acknowledged the lost time but described a hard-working, focused rookie meeting often with Smith. The plan is to add reps, place him in team periods, and find his value on defense and special teams. The staff is building trust before turning him loose. Special teams matters here. Vrabel has worked one-on-one with Jacas on the punt unit, one of the hardest installations for young players. Missing reps means recovering technique and communication without skipping steps. For a rookie expected to play a major defensive role, that assignment proves availability and commitment to the team standard. The ceiling fires up your imagination because this pass rush needs new force. Jacas could grow into a major role, perhaps even one of the roster's top quarterback hunters, but he trails teammates who banked installation and contact from day one. Talent cannot return 6 practices. Every morning must bring more volume and fewer mistakes. One violent rep grabs attention. 10 correct reps change a coach's trust. Jacas must turn raw impact into reliable presence whenever an offense changes protection. I defend patience without accepting passivity. Do not rush a player coming off a procedure for a summer headline. Do not treat him like a distant project either. New England spent a second-round pick expecting impact. The responsible path is already visible. Increase exposure and demand growth until controlled violence meets technique. The Foxborough read belongs in the stands too. Choose what matters more, the power already flashing or the discipline needed to recover every misstep. Jacas said he was grateful after a long journey. I respect it. Responsibility comes next. If he learns the system as quickly as he attacks contact, the early absence may become only the first obstacle in a season that makes quarterbacks fear New England again. The picture coming out of these back rooms does not depend on one flashy signing. Palmer deepens a competition. Ponder has veterans acknowledging his growth. Douglas is relearning the offense from the inside. Jacas is racing the calendar without skipping recovery. 4 different developments, all carrying the same demand. Turn opportunity into a real role. That is how a roster finds answers before September asks every question at once. Patriots Nation, tell me what you think. What one word captures the temperature of this camp after those 4 clues? Drop that word, subscribe to Patriots Club fans, and come back for whatever Foxborough reveals at the next practice.